Hey everybody, I'm Zach.
And I'm Jesse.
You're watching Tesla Time News.
Episode 596.
Oh, now you know. So Elon posted this. Macrohard, or Digital Optimus, is a joint XAI Tesla project coming as part of Tesla's investment agreement with XAI. Grok is the master conductor navigator with deep understanding of the world to direct Digital Optimus, which is processing and actioning the past 5 seconds of real-time computer screen video and keyboard mouse actions. Grok is like a much more advanced and sophisticated version of turn-by-turn navigation software. You can think of it as Digital Optimus AI being System 1, the instinctive part of the mind, and Grok being System 2, the thinking part of the mind.
Kind of like a Master Blaster situation.
Okay.
Master Blaster runs bar to town.
This will run very competitively on the super low-cost Tesla AI 4, the $650 hardware, paired with relatively frugal use of the much more expensive XAI NVIDIA hardware. And it'll be the only real-time smart AI system. This is a big deal. In principle, it is capable of emulating the function of entire companies. That is why the program is called Macrohard, a funny reference to Microsoft. No other company can yet do this. Okay. What is he talking about?
I think that essentially what he's talking about is a custom AI agent. To what degree, like to how fast this is going to run, I'm not entirely sure. But right now, most AI agents exist in a text-based world.
Okay.
Some of them have been programmed to use a mouse, but they're pretty bad at it at the moment. This is because AI is currently a chatbot. So it can interface really well with code, since code is text, but it can't really interface with graphical interfaces as well. You can sort of think of it as the difference between a robot that's useful for exploring Mars, that all of them have wheels. But if you wanted to make a robot that could explore all of Earth, especially the human habitated parts, you'd want a bipedal humanoid robot, since humans have transformed the Earth into a world that is more easily accessed by humans, bipedal humanoids.
I am me, he's me, and I'm you.
And we've done the same thing with computers, right? We're visual creatures that have a physical thing. So therefore, we've made computers work with a graphical interface. We don't just go like, blah, 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 blah. We've never been able to do that, especially with what computing we had. So almost every program uses those graphical interfaces to allow people to use them. And while APIs exist to use certain programs, as anyone who's ever used an API can tell you, they're complicated and they're constantly changing. And the moment you mess something up, they break, and it's really unintuitive to figure out how to fix them.
I see. So Digital Optimus would be able to do anything that a human could do now on a computer, and probably then learn how to use the computer just by watching someone use it?
Right. And again, macros are not a new concept. This is essentially where a computer program can click on certain parts of the screen or identify buttons and then click on them. But Macrohard would essentially be an AI version of that. So instead of it being a pre-programmed click button, it would just know what to do because it's an AI.
So if I were a small company or even a large company and I installed this onto my computers, Digital Optimus could learn how my company was run and then either keep clicking on all the individual computers in my office or figure out how everything that needed to be done over the span of, say, a year or two, and then figure out a way to automate and optimize my company?
Yeah, and I think that that's why Elon is calling it Digital Optimus.
Gotcha. That's what was confusing me.
Because we have to keep in mind that he has been focused on getting Optimus, the humanoid robot, to do the same thing, but in the physical world. We've had this physical world this whole time. We've made robots that can kind of work in their own little space, much like a computer program works within its own little world, but we don't really get to see it. And this also sort of relates to what Neuralink has been doing, right? They've only been able to interface with the human brain part that can click on a computer screen. So even though they're in the brain, Nolan Arbaugh, for example, can't go like think about something and then have it happen. He can only think about moving a mouse cursor.
So XAI Memphis posted, XAI is thrilled that MDEQ approved our permanent construction permit, unlocking 1.2 gigawatts of self-generating power capacity. This permit will ensure that ratepayers don't pay 1 extra cent in their energy bills and powers the future of AI innovation through Grok.
So this is a new 1.2 gigawatt natural gas power plant, including megapacks that will help power XAI's Colossus AI supercomputers in Tennessee and Mississippi, so they won't have to use those 27 mobile gas turbines.
Yes, it unfortunately does burn methane, natural gas, in 41 dedicated gas turbines, but it's all about speed right now for XAI. So this will be not sitting outside on trucks. This will be in an actual power plant building. So do you remember that 2 years ago, the Brazilian Supreme Court opened an official inquiry into Elon Musk after Brazil's Minister Alexandre de Moraes ordered a nationwide block of X? It froze Starlink's accounts and it imposed fines of $5.2 million on X and even froze financial assets of X and Starlink to collect unpaid fees. Do you remember that?
Yeah, and they even seized about $3.3 million from X accounts and imposed a daily $920,000 fine for the alleged evasion of the X ban.
Yeah, and if you're a Brazilian citizen and you tried using X using a VPN, the Brazilian government would fine you $9,600 a day if they caught you. Well, it turns out that was just a witch hunt.
What?
On Tuesday, Brazil's Supreme Federal Court closed their 2-year investigation into Elon and X. No deliberate obstruction, no criminal organization, and no fraudulent intent found.
So Brazilians can use X now?
Yes, the ban actually lasted only until X's lawyers pushed back. So since October of 2024, it has been legal to use X in Brazil. X has about 17 million users in Brazil right now.
Does Brazil have to return the money?
Nope. Brazil is claiming that those were legitimate fines. But if it makes you feel any better, Bloomberg is now reporting yesterday that Moraes' wife's law firm, Lex Institute, reportedly received $25 million in fees from Banco Master SA before it collapsed. Banco Master SA is under a multi-billion-dollar fraud probe. Federal police forensic analysis of jailed banker Daniel Vorcaro's phone found WhatsApp messages sent to a number linked to Moraes on the day of Vorcaro's arrest in November. Vorcaro allegedly asked if Moraes had blocked the arrest. Replies were view once, so self-deleting messages. You can only read them once. O Globo reported police technical analysis tied the phone number directly to Moraes. He denies the messages are his and has not been formally questioned or charged, but this has triggered calls for impeachment and criminal investigation from opposition lawmakers. And it's not like Elon didn't predict all this. This is August of 24.
And Elon had said, one day, Alexandre, this picture of you in prison will be real. Mark my words.
Or this one.
Do you like my toilet paper?
And then again in September of 24.
Moraes will end up in prison for his many crimes. That is his destiny.
And then today.
Not quite yet, but it's coming. Why pick fights with me? So silly.
So it'll be interesting to see if he ends up in prison.
Oh, so I mean, I wonder why a guy who is in power would want to block X if he was doing fraudulent stuff. I don't know. Why would you want to block X in the country that you live in?
Speaking of another legal case, Tesla hired a company called Matthews International in 2019 to help Tesla develop dry battery electrode technology.
To do this, Tesla shared under strict NDAs a bunch of confidential software, designs, and manufacturing know-how.
Tesla then caught Matthews International copying that exact tech into Matthews International machines that they sold to Tesla competitors.
Matthews allegedly lied about it for 3 years while continuing shipments.
Tesla took them to court and demanded $1 billion in damages.
Well, you know what? Let's have Bon Eggleston, Tesla's VP of the 4680 battery program, explain.
Buyer beware. Matthews International stole Tesla's DBE technology and is now subject to an injunction and liable for damages. During our work with Matthews, we caught them red-handed copying our technology, including proprietary software and sensitive mechanical designs, into products for other customers. For 3 years, they lied about it, tried to hide their dishonesty, and continued to ship our technology to others. Recently, we obtained a permanent injunction preventing further theft from Tesla, with financial damages to be computed. Matthews is now publishing complete nonsense to cover their tracks. To correct the record, Matthews was found liable for distributing Tesla's technology into practically every substantial DBE machine they've sold, and their ridiculous claim of ownership over our patents is in active dispute. Suppliers who exploit customer IP through theft or deception have no place in Tesla's ecosystem or in any ethical supply chain.
Okay, so what's next?
The court case is now going to the damages phase. Tesla could get $1 billion in damages, but essentially Tesla's making it clear that if they hear of any supplier that uses Matthews International machines with Tesla's tech in it, those suppliers are not going to get to work with Tesla.
Wow.
Good job, Matthews International, for not coming up with your own tech. So we love EVs, obviously, but the one drawback is that when you're charging, you can't drive your car until you unplug.
It makes sense, right? Except what if there's an emergency?
Like what happened in Downey, California last week, when a 68-year-old man was stabbed by a homeless man while he was charging his EV at a library. And then when the ambulance arrived,
another homeless man stole the ambulance, and so he died.
Elon responded,
wow. Well, with this, the EVject escape connector, you won't find yourself stuck in that situation.
You see something sketchy and you want to bug out?
You can stay safely in your car. You just hit the stop charging button and you can drive away.
Yeah, the escape connector will sacrifice itself so that you can get away safely. Jesse and I both have these in our Teslas.
And you should have one too for your peace of mind.
If you use our code NYK at checkout or use the link below, you will get 30% off. So do it now before you forget.
It makes a great gift, and you can use it while supercharging.
That's right. Go to EVject.com today. So this is going to make you a bit jealous, Jesse. The Model Y L variants are now arriving in Australia. They have been spotted by HT Tesla investor and Mick J. Cal in New South Wales and Melbourne.
Oh, man. Yeah, I can barely tell that they're L.
Well, they're longer, though.
They are just a little longer. You're going to have full self-driving L variants.
You who drive a Cybertruck, you do not get to be jealous. I see you pull up in your
The
Cybertruck every day.
Model Y L has, what, 6 seats?
It is true. Elon reposted this from Tesla Robotaxi. Cybercab is designed from the ground up with everyone in mind. And DJ got to spot it the other day. He said, just visited the Department of Transportation in DC to see their AV displays. He said, no rides, just lots of touching. Okay, so I was like looking in his video and stuff, and it was cool. And I was like, whatever. And then Vadim M posted, wow, cool, thanks. Also a nice detail about the stop hazards button integrated with Braille for visually impaired people. And DJ said, it's crazy that I didn't even notice this when I took the picture. Man, vision at its best. So yeah, they've just put that little touch in there.
I wonder why most cars don't have Braille on the hazard lights.
I think it's pretty obvious.
Oh, wait a minute. That's because blind people cannot drive themselves, which means that they would never need to hit it. But it also means that they can't get around without somebody else driving them. Except,
now they can.
Oh, wait, now they can. Hooray.
Go school.
All right, it's time for some SpaceX news. And SpaceX just got approved from the Port of Brownsville's Board of Navigation and the Canal Commissioners to lease SpaceX an 83-acre parcel of land on the south side of the Port of Brownsville.
SpaceX plans to build a heavy-duty dock there to support Starbase operations.
So SpaceX has a huge Marmac barge named You'll Thank Me Later, and a big dock is needed for its operations.
So is this barge bigger than SpaceX's other Marmac barges, like the drone ship, Of Course I Still Love You, and Just Read the Instructions?
Actually, it's a bit smaller. Just Read the Instructions, for instance, is 300 feet long. You'll Thank Me Later is 260 feet long. So yeah, I thought the same thing. Because when you see it with a giant thing on it, you think like it's huge. They're all huge.
And so this is not for catching starships.
I think it's for moving stuff around, like tanks and
I see, because you're on the coast.
Right.
Why have to drive it down a road when you got a nice big old water road everywhere? We reported Tuesday on Amazon Leo, Amazon's satellite division, petitioning the FCC to deny SpaceX its permits to launch up to 1 million satellites into space for AI data centers.
Well, the chairman of the FCC, Brendan Carr, responded. Amazon should focus on the fact that it will fall roughly 1,000 satellites short of meeting its upcoming deployment milestone, rather than spending their time and resources filing petitions against companies that are putting thousands of satellites in orbit. Elon reposted this from SpaceX. It worked. DART successfully shifted the orbit of not one, but 2 asteroids around the sun after Falcon 9 launched the spacecraft in 2021. So what we're talking about here is in 2021, Falcon 9 launched this DART spacecraft. It smashed into asteroids Dimorphos and Didymos in 2022, altered their solar orbits by 0.15 seconds. This is humanity's first intentional deflection of celestial bodies for planetary defense.
And SpaceX said, congratulations on successfully crashing a spacecraft into an asteroid. Ah, ha, ha, ha. Funny, but wait, isn't that exactly what, is it Armageddon and Deep Impact are about?
I think so.
And we didn't have to hire any...
Bruce Willis.
We didn't have to send anyone to the asteroid to drill it for oil? Excellent.
All right, it's time for our Patreon bonus stories. Don't forget, we are giving away an Optimus little robot, and we have our Patreon bonus stories today, a lot of them. So head on over there for as little as $1 a month and get to see them. All right, we're back from Patreon bonus stories. Time for the shout outs. These are the important people that make our show happen. Who do we got?
Anthony Francis,
Eugene Elder,
Keith and Dolores Androsky,
Reginald Blackwell,
and Zax D1. Thank you so much for supporting us. We can't do this show without you.
All right, it's time for Elon's X's of the week. The redheaded libertarian says, talking filibuster, literally just the filibuster, silent filibuster, an addendum they made up to avoid uncomfortable votes.
Elon said, yes, the silent filibuster is an outright corruption of democracy, a denial of the will of a supermajority of the people.
CNN posted that 2 Pennsylvania teenagers crossed into New York City Saturday morning for what could have been a normal day enjoying the city during abnormally warm weather. But in less than an hour, their lives would drastically change as the pair would be arrested for throwing homemade bombs during an anti-Muslim protest outside of Mayor Zoran Modami's home. Here's what we know so far.
But wait, isn't this the story about the 2 ISIS guys who threw bombs at people?
Yeah, Elon said, something tells me they weren't Amish and CNN needs a thorough house cleaning. Yeah, because they reported it completely wrong. Elon posted X Money Early Public Access will launch next month. Well, that's exciting.
I wonder
So
if
not
they're
just William Shatner gets it.
Do you think they're going to keep the, 6% APY? I don't
That'd be
think
great.
so.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Elon reposted this from Starbase, Texas. First, a new city. Next, a tech-forward, community-first police department. Starbase is hiring a public safety director / future chief of police to build it.
Stay out of trouble.
Peter Diamandis posted, Elon Musk believes that FSD plus Starlink may reverse urbanization in America. This is a plausible possibility. The U.S. has less than 50 people per square kilometer.
Elon said, certainly makes it feasible.
Tony posted, both people in this picture are equally dangerous.
Elon said, libtard with the bullhorn is more dangerous.
Shibatoshi Nakamoto said, I would like AI so much more if it didn't confidently spout bullshit.
Elon said, latest Grok 4.2 should be a major improvement. Have you tried it?
The Associated Press posted far-right leader Jose Antonio Cast was sworn in as Chile's new president, making the Latin American nation's most pronounced shift to the right since the return of democracy in 1990.
Since the return of democracy. Elon said, every normal world leader is falsely described by Associated Propaganda, AP, and Legacy Press as far-right.
Ashok Elaswamy, Tesla's head of AI, said we are actively hiring talented people to work on this extremely high-impact project. Join Tesla AI or XAI to help accelerate this.
And Elon said, join Tesla for real-world AGI or XAI for digital world AGI.
Elon said, if it's allowed in an R-rated movie, it's allowed in Grok Imagine. Doge designer said, breaking, ChatGPT helped the shooter kill 8 kids. A teen in Canada used ChatGPT like her secret murder buddy for months. She told the AI all her evil plans to attack the school.
Elon said, this is getting crazy.
Elon said it would be pathetic indeed if democracy were destroyed by the laziness of certain senators. Senator Thune. Mike Netter posted, Seattle's socialist mayor Katie Wilson has officially declared war on grocery chains. She claims she will unilaterally ban grocery stores from closing down in her city, arguing that food access is a human right that overrides business decisions.
Elon says she doesn't realize that you actually have to work to make stuff and operate businesses.
Polymarket posted, breaking, Andrew Yang suggests the U.S. should stop taxing humans, should tax AI instead to fund UBI.
Elon said, just issue checks from the Treasury. When good and service output growth due to AI and robotics far exceeds growth in the money supply, there will be massive deflation.
Mario Nafal said XAI dropped a killer update to Grok Imagine. Now you can straight up reference a video in your prompt and it pulls motion, style, angles, everything to make the generated images feel alive and dynamic. Ian Jagger says, breaking, Republican Senator Lisa Murkowski comes out against the Save America Act, saying that it will disenfranchise voters by requiring proof of citizenship.
And Elon said, insane.
This headline, man accused of running down family out for a walk, opening fire, killing 3-year-old.
Elon said, this happened last month, but you probably never saw any press about it.
Elon reposted this from Tesla Singapore, the leading BEV-only brand in Singapore in 2026. Woo! Lots of news today. Thank you so much for joining us, everybody. And don't forget to join us over on Patreon, because without your support, we can't keep bringing you the news. So we'll see you there. Now you know.